Hi, I'm Kolten Thigpen.
And I'm Mary Calloway, and this is Express Livestock Genetics.
Today we're going to debunk some frequently asked questions. The first one being, what types of samples do we accept to do genetic defect testing?
The samples we accept are either blood in a purple top tube, I need at least 1 to 5 mils, or hair. The hair does not have to be in a hair card, you can just throw it in a Ziploc baggie, but be sure, no matter if you're sending blood or hair, to label that tube or that baggie or hair card with the animal ID. And make sure it's legible, because that's the most important problem that I have with samples, is not being able to read the cattle ID. So then when I send those results, the people are like, well, I don't even have that number animal. And I'm like, well,
I misread
your beautiful handwriting.
Okay, Mary, so you said hair. Now, do I just clip hair off of its ear? What do I need to do to get you hair?
Excellent question. So what I actually need is the hair follicle. And the best way to get this is from the bottom of the tail switch, those longest hairs. If you'll grab a good tuft of those, probably about the width of your pinky finger, and rip upward, my pinky finger, it doesn't have to be Colton's. Rip upward to make sure that you get those follicles out. Those are actually what I'm going to be extracting the DNA from. So that's what I need, not necessarily the hair itself.
So she's using the term follicle. Some of y'all use the term root, and some use bulb. And that's what it looks like, is a mini light bulb there on the tip of the tail where it comes out of the skin. That's the money maker. That's what she needs. And what would you say, at least 30 of those follicles?
At least 30. If I can get at least 30 to 40, I can almost guarantee that that's going to get me good results every single time. Also, another question I get is, how long does a sample last for? If you pull blood and you put it in a purple top tube, you don't necessarily have to put it in the refrigerator. During the summer months when it gets extremely hot, you don't want to mail that sample in a regular box because it is going to get very hot and oftentimes clot. So in the summertime, just think it's hot outside. I need to put this tube in a more climate controlled box, so a cooler box, maybe with an ice pack if it's really, really hot outside. In the wintertime, most often you can throw it in a box and it'll be perfectly fine. With hair samples, once you pull that follicle, about 2 months, that hair sample is going to be good because that follicle starts to break down over time. So if you pulled hair samples 6 months ago, they're probably not going to work because the DNA within them degraded.
Now, Mary, what about, okay, I drew blood and I'm about to send it to you, and I put it in a red top tube. Can I send it anyway?
You can send blood in other tubes, however, more than likely they're not going to work because what I need is whole blood, and those purple top tubes keep that blood whole, whereas a red top tube has the clotting agent in it, and once you put that blood in that tube, you'll start to see it separate, and that can cause problems in my testing. So if you want to be 100% sure that your sample is going to get to me and be able to be run with accurate results, it's got to be a purple top tube.
Yeah, and even in the purple top tube, sometimes there can be some malfunction. So before you send it, if you look at that tube and it looks like liquid blood in there, we're good to go. If it's coagulated and gel-like and not moving, there's no use in even sending that sample. You may as well go ahead and redraw.
That's right. As always, if y'all ever have any other questions, feel free to call our office, and we'll be happy to visit with you and answer any questions you might have.
That office number is 325-235-BULL. Thanks and giggle.